blood pressure simulator Lifeform comes packaged in a cardboard shipping container and then looks like such when in the blue plastic case. The supplies that are along with it are velcroed nicely inside the blue case. Bubble wrap, arm, and the rest of the materials are inside the Ziploc bag, instruction card, user help guide, and the batteries that will be necessary for operating the electronic control unit. So setting up the arm, simply removing the packaging, also packaged in a plastic bag. All good things to hang on to for storage reasons if they're going to store the component for a long period of time. The electronic control unit, very simple in nature. To get it started, you have to pop the back of the battery compartment off, remove the batteries from the Whirl Pack bag, pay close attention to the positive and negative signs. The electronic control unit is essentially set up the same way, but there is a very light plus and minus imprinted in the bottom of the box. Once the batteries are set in place, slide the cover back on. The power button is on the top, labeled power. Hitting that will take you to a control home screen. Gives a blood pressure version 1.0 or something like that, and then it takes you directly to the blood pressure home screen. The electronic control box is calibrated 120/80 in the plastics plant, so the last blood pressure that was done is always the first blood pressure that's going to come up. The control box is then set up, and you'll have to get the rest of the components out. The adult sphygmomanometer is included with the blood pressure arm, also a replacement part. This is modified to work with our equipment. Modification is this latex hose here, so there is latex in this product. Modified blood pressure cuff then connects to the top of the electronic control unit, labeled cuff. And then the arm is connected to the electronic control unit via the port labeled arm. And the system is ready to go. Batteries installed. Everything connected. Once you turn the power button back on, again back to the blood pressure NASCO version 1 point something, blood pressure 120/80 pops up, and the palpable pulse automatically turns on. Very lightly palpate radial pulse. Oh, I'm gonna get the giggles. Very simple and easy to use by simply switching between pressures. The first screen after hitting the menu button one time is the systolic or the top pressure. Hit it a second time and it's the diastolic pressure. The palpable pulse turns off when you're going through these menu functions. The third function under the menu button is the heart rate. And then it's set palpation, pulse on or pulse off. And then it goes back to that home screen once you get it all squared away. To change these, you use the arrow keys up or down to whatever your desired level is. And set palpation is either pulse on or pulse less. And that's to help with the oscillatory method in which to determine the blood pressure. The oscillatory gap, it's got to go back to the menu button. Oh, as soon as you set it pulseless, the blood pressure automatically goes to 0 over 0. So when I hit the menu button again, the heart rate came back on to what it originally was set at. Pulse on. There, it's popped on again. The oscillatory gap can be enabled or disabled by simply hitting the arrow. Yep. So that's that phenomenon in between the systolic and diastolic pressures. There's also a calibrate function on the electronic control box to calibrate the sphygmomanometer and the control unit. The electronic control unit has the option for an external audio amplifier. Plug that in there. And then you perform your blood pressure. We have it set at 123 over 84. Pump it up. And slowly let it out. Off. 84. And we're done. And as soon as it's passed, then that palpable pulse comes back on.